Do you want me to say it again? This is the Social Services and Housing Committee. So welcome to everybody. And nobody had a pecuniary interest. And our first information item is the Social Infrastructure Fund.
Thank you. Through you, Chair. We do have a report before you explaining that we will be again releasing an expression of interest. And you will recall in 2016 that Russell Meadows nonprofit Housing in Kincardine was the recipient of those dollars and is moving forward on that project. So again, we are releasing the expression of interest. For this period of time, we have $477,185 in the budget, I'm happy to take any questions if there are any questions, but otherwise it is for your information and we'll be distributing it in the community.
Does anybody have any questions for Christine? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to the Bruce County Community Housing Registry waitlist update. If you want to give us a synopsis of it.
Okay, so again, before you, we have an update on our housing registry waitlist for the end of 2016. And you will see there is some increase in the number of people that are waiting for housing. It's not unusual that we do see some fluctuations. In looking at the new census data released, the population in Bruce County has increased by 3.1%. So some of the increase in our waitlist is just the changing demographics as well too. So we continue to work away at housing as many people as we're able within the system and referring elsewhere where we need to too. So, and again, happy to take any questions if you have any.
Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Mitch?
More of a comment. You are going tomorrow to the event in Kincardine with regards to the developers and that?
I am not. I have conflicts, but I believe that Tanya was going to attend. I'll have to double check that with her.
Where I'm going with that is it maybe could be part of the conversation with regards to potential developers about more housing stock, because I'm seeing in real estate right now to find rentals is near impossible in our area. There are some, don't get me wrong, but we have been receiving a lot of phone calls for people looking for rentals, and I'm starting to see the prices going back up.
For confirmation, Madam Chair, Tanya has registered to attend, has RSVP'd.
I just had a question. Since I've been in this, but there's been a general trend of increased applicants over, say, the last 5 years, would you say?
There has been a slight trend increase. What also has been happening at the same time is we have been adding additional units. So I didn't bring with me today all the new affordable units that we've added, but there's been close to 100. So at the same time that we've been adding more housing, the list doesn't diminish greatly. So we are seeing an upward trend in the number of people that are interested. And I would agree with what the warden has stated, that there's a certain spectrum where we need to have some participation of the private sector in more affordable rents that are between what we're offering and a higher value, higher end market. So we have people that need to a rental market for a one bedroom that might be between $750 and $1,000, not the $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 one bedroom that are of a higher value.
All right, thank you. Any other Robert?
I was just wondering, do you have any information about how do we compare to other counties for like socialist, like housing and so forth? Are we lower than some of the other counties, and that why we're getting more people coming?
As Actually, we do quite well in terms of, so you may recall in our quarterly updates when we look at our KPIs, the number of people that we're annually housing from our wait list approaches 50% of who goes on to the wait list. So usually we're somewhere between 40 and 45%. Some of our neighboring, or not necessarily our neighboring, but some of our counterparts, are much lower than that. So they're not housing nearly as many people that enter the wait list as we are. So we are having some movement through the list, which is why we're able to reach that key performance indicator as well as we have been. On the other hand, in terms of our rental prices, we are not necessarily lower than other municipalities. We do have great variance, again, within the county, though. So our lakeshore looks quite different than our inland, looks different than the north part of the county.
But my question was from county to county, or say like in Toronto or Kitchener or so forth, where having more people seem to be coming up into this area. Are they being attracted up to this area because we have cheaper housing for them here, like through, if they're low income people? That's what my question really was.
Right, and I say that that's not the case. Sometimes our wait list is shorter, and so there's an attraction to people because the wait list is shorter. Of course, our housing prices are less than Toronto, but when you look at Guelph or Waterloo region or something like that, there isn't a significant difference in our average market rents than you'd find in those smaller cities.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, our next meeting is April 6, 2017, and I need a motion to adjourn. Moved by Robert, second by Mitch, that we now adjourn. All in favor? Opposed?